How's everybody doing? This video is about this Corvette that you see right here. This is a 2007 C6 Corvette, and if you own a C6 Corvette or a C5 Corvette for that matter, then this may apply to you. Or if you're buying a car, you might keep an eye out for this because it's a potential problem that affects a lot of different models, and this just might help you. If you can find this before you buy a car, then it might help you get the price down on it. And that problem is the harmonic balancer. I'm going to show you what a bad harmonic balancer looks like, show you what a good one looks like, and talk about different options. So this car came in earlier today. The guy bought it in Kansas, I think it is. We're in Indiana, so he drove this bad boy all the way from Kansas, and he said that he checked the harmonic balancer and everything before buying it, but by the time he got back to Indiana, the harmonic balancer was wobbling, and it's wobbling quite a bit, and I will show you that here in a minute. So he's got a warranty on the car, like one of those extended warranty deals that is applicable for either the first 1,000 miles or first month of ownership. So it's a good thing that it happened now rather than later. The funny part of it is, in my opinion, this car only has 30,000 miles on it, like 31,000 miles. That's crazy in my opinion. I know it's kind of an issue on these though. So let's get into it, and I'll show you what a good one looks like first. We're going to use this old Datsun right here. This is a 1978 Datsun 280Z that has been swapped with an LS3, but it does still have an OEM harmonic balancer on it. So we're going to get the battery hooked up in this thing and fire it up. This car's awesome. It's got power steering, electric power steering. Fire in the hole. Harmonic balancer had zero play in it. It's perfectly straight, just like any other pulley. Does not have any run out. So I don't know if you could hear me in the video there because this car rumbles the ground, it's so loud. But this one has zero play in it, zero wobble, it's perfectly straight, and there's no run out. You can kind of think of it like a brake rotor, I guess. There's no wobble in this one, so that one's good. So what we're gonna do next is fire up the Corvette, and you will see the ridiculous amount of run out on this 30,000 mile engine. Now this is an LS2 and this is an LS3. I know this one looks a little bit different. It's got a different intake and it doesn't have the pretty engine cover and all of that stuff. But essentially they are the exact same engine, and that is the exact same harmonic balancer or engine damper as on the Corvette. 100% the exact same. Now let's fire up the Corvette, and I'll show you what it looks like. Fire in the hole. Such a nice car too. 31287. So 31,000 miles is all this car has. Let's go out here. you can see what I'm talking about. Can't see anything on this side. They cram everything in these cars. They really do. Focus the camera. It doesn't show a ton on the video, but you know, I'm looking at this thing in person right now, and there's probably a good 1/8 inch or maybe even a little bit more of run out. And this can create problems if left untouched. If it gets bad enough, it can obviously cause issues with the belt. It can cause issues with engine vibrations, and then, you know, if your engine is vibrating, the sky's the limit on problems. That could cause all sorts of problems. I imagine in extreme cases, you know, the pulley itself could kind of rip apart. The rubber isolator in there, if it falls all the way apart, then the pulley could probably separate from the hub that it's on. That would be a bad deal. It would take out lots of stuff with it. So what we're gonna do is we gotta wait for the warranty company to get back in touch with us, and we're talking numbers with the warranty company. And once we resolve all of that, we've been working out this deal with the customer where we're gonna try to replace this OEM harmonic balancer with one of those ATI super dampers, because they don't break as often, not near as often. I actually want to do that to this car too, but I'll probably wait until we either supercharge this car, which is coming. That's going to be a whole video in itself. We're going to be putting a Pro Charger on this car. So we'll either wait until we Pro Charge it or until that one starts wobbling as well. One or the other. So if you do have a car that's doing this, or you're looking at a car that has this problem, if you're not a pretty experienced mechanic, this is not something you want to try to attempt fixing yourself. You know, one, it does require special tools. It does require either removing the steering rack or removing the subframe, which is, if you don't have a lift and don't have all kinds of tools and jacks, that's very hard to do. So a lot of people say it's best to kind of leave this in a shop's hands, or unless you're a pretty decent mechanic. So as you can see, there is the harmonic balancer right there. And you see that line right there. That line is the steering rack. The steering rack is directly in front of the bolt. So there's no way of getting that out unless that steering rack is either moved or removed, or the engine is, you know, moved one way or the other. Also, what I will do here is raise this vehicle up and show you what it looks like. All right, we've got her all raised up, and as you can see, there's not much you can see from down here. These are some type of lines, probably to a, you know, like a power steering cooler or a transmission cooler or something like that. This right here is your steering rack, this big black tube. And you can just barely see the harmonic balancer inside of there. So yeah, there's quite a bit of disassembly that has to go on here. I think what we're gonna have to do is wait until we get our special pucks in the mail. And what are special pucks, you ask? So if you own a Corvette, then you are almost a fool to not get the pucks for lifting it. So on this Corvette, and I think a lot of Corvettes, almost all Corvettes, have these little slots in the body of the car. And you can put, there's these little special pucks that go up in there, and that's where you lift the car from. Because if you don't lift the car with the pucks and you just try to do it without the pucks, then, you know, if you're not extremely careful, you're going to be busting plastic and busting body parts and everything like that. And that is not a good day. All data and Mitchell say to remove the steering rack, but I think what we're probably going to do in this case is move this car from here to here, use the pucks that we get in the mail, lift it up, pull the wheels off of it on the front, and then support the engine probably from the top, maybe from the bottom, depending on what we can get. And then we'll just lower the subframe just enough that we can get our impacts and stuff in there, and then get that harmonic balancer out of there. Now, as far as special tools go, let's talk about what I know you're going to need for removal and installation, because they are two separate tools. So for removal, I can't remember which one it is exactly. I'm wanting to say it's this. I know that this says Chrysler on it, but I think that it's this, and you flip these around. I could be wrong. It's one of these two, I know for sure. You take out the harmonic balancer bolt, and you use that to pull it off. It's kind of like a press-on deal in addition to the bolt. Part number for that is 57139. Don't have a part number for that. That's just your standard 3-jaw puller. So that's for removing it. And then for installation, this is used on a lot of stuff. This is called a long reach harmonic balancer pulley installer, part number 57306. Both of these are just AutoZone Lona tools. We're a shop, so we kind of just like purchase the Lona tools sometimes when we're in a pinch. There are probably better versions or cheaper versions that are better. But this is good, actually. It's got all the different size bolts you need. And if you're doing a harmonic balancer on a truck and you have the truck spacing, because the truck spacing, the harmonic balancer sticks out a lot further from the timing cover of the engine and the crankshaft, you need these longer bolts. I believe it's that bolt, and then you thread that into your crankshaft with your pulley on there, and then you thread that in over your pulley, and that presses it on to a certain extent, and then I think you suck it in the rest of the way with the old bolt. If you are attempting to do this on your own, always replace the harmonic balancer bolt. It is a one-time use deal, I believe for 2 reasons. The first reason is that the threads can stretch, and then the second reason, there is Loctite on the inside of the head of the bolt. It has red Loctite on it, and that helps to seal everything up, I'm pretty sure. So once we have this thing all apart, I probably will make another video showing exactly how we did it and what the easiest way to do it was. And we will go from there. It's kind of cool to have a Corvette in here because, we're building this car. We've been building this car for a long time. And the whole theme of this car was to be super fast, for one, and for it to kind of drive like a Corvette. Because Corvettes, they're 2-seater cars. That's a 2-seater car. But with the Corvette being manufactured by a company, Chevrolet, it's comfortable. It's comfortable for 2 people. And it feels good to drive. So that's kind of what we've been going for this, is to be super fast and comfortable to drive. So maybe we can just kind of eyeball this car, and that'll give us some ideas for this car. I'm excited about it, at least. I kind of feel like this car's got the best of both worlds because it's super lightweight. It's probably somewhere around 26 to 2,800 pounds with the driver in it. The engine sits like directly behind the back tires, so the weight distribution is really good on it. And it's also got a big American V8, so it's reliable, it's fast. We just got to get it comfortable and faster. It needs to be faster. So we're going to put that Pro Charger in there this winter time when it can't be driven, and that should give us what we're looking for. What we are looking for is to be able to burn the tires off in like every single gear. That'll be pretty fun. So if you like this video, subscribe. It helps us out. Hit that like button. It doesn't cost a thing. And we will continue to make videos. If you see anything that you want to see more of, or you got any ideas, let us know, and we will try to make more videos on that topic and go from there. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you very much.